Hello, everyone. I know I'm streaming kind of early today, but I just wanted to jump right into it. I figured this could be kind of like a relaxing stream. So today I am playing Cateau, and this is a visual novel. Even though I am not a fan of visual novels, I'm kind of excited about this one because, haha, it's about cats. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of why I downloaded this game. This is by Lemon Curd Games. It is an indie game. It says it's supposed to be set in Paris. Uh, Looks like you take it upon yourself to try and rekindle the spark of life that seems to have gone out by engaging in one of her former interests, cats. So I guess your friend is unwell. It kind of seems like, based on what I'm seeing here, it kind of seems like it's about mental health. Not entirely sure. Uh, this is the first time I've seen this game, and I've had it in my wish list for quite some time. So let's just literally, I saw cats just in the list, and I was like, add to wish list because cats. Anyway, so yeah, let's just jump right into it. Already, I can tell that the art style is so pretty. I love the little noises too. Paris is truly a sight to behold. I can't get used to it, even having lived here for most of my life. The Seine parting? I have no idea. I've never even looked into Paris, even though it's like one of the tourist destinations everybody wants to go to. Nope. Honestly, I have no interest in Paris. Don't come at me. Parting the city in two, the smell of baked goods in the morning, and the buildings filled with the history. Look at the little, like, I just noticed that there's little paw prints in the screen. How cute is that? Even so, living here alone could maybe be a bit mundane, but I don't have to. I share an apartment with my old friend Roselle, who studies veterinary medicine of some sort. I don't get to spend much time with her, as my job's working the evening shift at a small newspaper. Speaking of which, I ought to let her know that I'll be heading to the office for the night in a bit. Look at our little plushy kitty. Like eyeballing the room now. Give me a minute here. Oop, pile of clothes, plates, cups. Garbage is overfilled. That honestly looks like a baby lemon tree. I knock on her door, waiting a few seconds before entering. Oh, look at her cat pajamas! Hey, Ro, how are you doing? I'm alright. Me. And you? All good. Just wanted to let you know I'll be leaving for work in a few. So, what have you been up to? Not much. Yeah, I really think this is about mental health. And I already love that. Like, I really do. School? Yeah. Worked from home. Mm. You know what? It's really nice outside and we haven't gone out for a coffee together. We should totally do that this weekend when we're both free. Well, it has been a while. You know you want to. Some fresh air will feel nice. Let me tell you, one of the best things to do when someone has depression, i.e., I have depression, try to get them outside. The sunshine, it seriously helps. Maybe I might have to study, so no promises. She glances at the clock above the door behind me. Shouldn't you be going soon? You'd wind up late in not too long, right? I'm good on time, actually, but it might be time to break it off. You might be right. I'm off then. I'll pass by the baker's too. Is there anything that you'd like? No, I'm good. Alright then, see you. Oh, I'm totally getting her something if I have the Look at the little Mario! It's so cute! Oh my god. Just like little stuff, man. I leave her to her own and head for the door. Before leaving, I pat my pockets, realizing that I'm forgetting something. Bro, have you seen my keys? The ones with the cork? Have you looked in the kitchen? I check and find them on the countertop. I always forget to check there. Yeah, that would be me. I always forget to check there too. Could be sitting on the table right in front of me and I'd forget to check it. Good thing she still keeps tabs on me, even if things are different now. Thanks, bye. There's this kitty octopus? Kitty puss? Kitty? I have no idea. Should I censor that? I feel like I should censor that. Don't look at that. I'm sorry I pointed it out. Man, how lucky am I to have a view like this while going to work? I think to myself as my feet patter against the rounded stones of the old towpath. In the shade by the wall, I spot a cat, looking every bit as scruffy as the water looks serene. Hi, kitty. Oh, Roselle'd love this if she were here. She always used to chase after cats, patiently gain their trust, and befriend them, like some kind of cat whisperer. Whenever successful, which was almost always, she'd memorize the occasion by having a picture taken, like a big game hunter of old posing with her quarry. I kind of miss that side of her. Maybe a picture of my own would remind her of the good old days. The thought stops me in my tracks, and I study the cat in question. It's just sitting there, gazing over the water as if saying, Yep, I rule this place. Which, in fairness, it probably does by the look of things. Looking at the time, I notice that I have plenty of it. I could at least try to get her picture. Her a picture. What could possibly go wrong after all? But how should I approach? Don't sneak up. Never sneak up on a cat. They're either gonna attack you or they're just gonna bolt it. And they are fast. I should know. I have two. Better take it slow here. Slow and steady wins the race, and after all, I'm not the sorcerer's cat whisperer Roselle. I would hate to spook it now, from what was clearly even to me a favorite spot of theirs. Not that this cat looks particularly skittish, it has a very well proud bearing. Hello there, kitty. I speak softly while closing the distance. When I'm merely a few meters away, it gives me a casual glance out of the corner of its eye. I get the idea and stop. Satisfied with my look at him smiling, all smug, like, yeah, I made you stop. Satisfied with my response, it resumes watching over the still water. I could easily just take a picture of the cat's back and call it a day, but my professional pride berates me for even considering such a notion. It may not be the cuddliest cat in the world, but I will get a good photo one way or another. Oh, what should I do? I feel like if I wait, he's already gonna get up, or she's already gonna get up and walk away. Tossing a rock, that's just fucking rude. And it already gave me a look and told me, do not come any closer. I'm gonna wait. The cat seems to rather enjoy the view of the water. I have time, right? Ever so slowly, I walk up to the edge, maintaining respectful distance to the cat and sitting down with my legs crossed. The late summer's evening sun shrouding the city in a pink glow, not even the faintest breeze disrupting the mirror-like surface of the water. Oh, the kitty's so cute. I glance at the cat. It's basking in the sun with eyes closed, savoring the warmth. The moment is here. With careful, deliberate movements, I fish my phone out of my pocket and lean in for a picture. The picture perfectly captures the serenity of the scene. Not wishing to disturb the cat any longer, I get up and walk away. Oh my god, that's such a fucking cute. But what the hell happened to my phone? But that's so cute. That was the cutest picture ever. Oh. The reply comes through so fast it feels like I got it before I even sent the message. That's a gorgeous photo. That cat looks like a stray. How did you manage to get so close? Tell me. I just took my time with it. I took a page from your book. Gotta learn from the best. Haha, the best? Wouldn't go that far, but thanks. Did it take long to get to that point? Not really. It didn't seem to mind me being in the vicinity as long as it could keep track of me, and I did nothing hasty. That is the number one thing to do with cats. And I know, like, people always say this, but it is true. The cat chooses you. The cat will come up to you when it feels the need to come up to you. Otherwise, just make sure it's aware. Just let it just do its thing. It will eventually either leave you alone, kind of chill in the same space as you, leave if it feels that it needs to. Like, the cat chooses. Strays are often kind of chill if you don't bother them. Be careful though, they can be unpredictable. Kinda got that vibe, yeah, I'll be. Almost forgot. Thanks for the picture. I think I'll make that my new home screen on my phone. Aw. Good chat, Ro, but I need to hurry up now. Lost more time than I thought here. Haha. That is so cute. I fucking love this game already. I'm really, like, not the biggest fan of visual novels because they're just dreading, but this one is kind of more in depth depending on, like, excuse me, what kind of choices and stuff you choose. That'll take you a different story route and whatnot. Work went by as usual and it's over. Dawn is lurking around the corner as I'm heading for the bakery. All the little shops are closed, but the bakers are already at their battle stations, churning out their goods for the breakfast rush and coming day. Thanks to having friends in high places, I, also known as the owner, I'm allowed to sneak in through the back door and get my grubby hands on bread early. Gee. Good. Roselle didn't want any, but I'll get her some just in case she changes her mind. Besides, you can never have too much bread. That is a fact. That you ask my fiance, he'll tell you my number one food to eat is bread. That is my favorite food. Bread. And that sounds stupid, but it's true. Oh, look at the kitty! I'm pretty sure this is the one that's on the Steam cover. As I leave the bakery with my precious baked goods, I notice a cardboard box next to the door, which apparently is in the residence of a charmingly fat cat sleeping inside. Clearly, it's being cared for to some extent. As the floor is draped with a cozy looking blanket and somebody's made it a little roof to keep the rain out. Is it a new tenant on the street, or am I selectively blind and it's always been here? I can't recall. Looking around, the nearby area is strangely littered with glass jars too. Inspired by the success of the earlier cat encounter, I decide to add to win further glory by attaining a second triumphant moment, one to make Roselle the cat whisperer proud. Now, if this cat's cared for, they definitely are not a stranger to human touch, so. I drop my bag and crouch down next to the sleeping cat, or what I thought was a sleeping cat. Oh, it opens its eyes and slowly looks at me lazily. I mean, if it's got a blanket, somebody's obviously been feeding it, it's got a little roof. It's not unknown to human touch. I'm gonna go ahead and pet it. The chubby cheeks appear to be destined for cuddling. Testing the waters, I tentatively reach out with my bare hand but meet no resistance. Aw, see? I caress its head and it peacefully closes its eyes. It looks like a smile, appearing content. Soft purr follows, and an outstretched paw closes and opens gently. No. We don't want to pet the paws. Don't touch the toe beads, whatever you do. When I unwittingly touch the cat's chin, it presses its head against my hand. I remove my hand and look at it quizzically. The cat looks back at me with steady eyes, with that oddly satisfied face of a person who knows they'll get what they want. Difference being, this is a cat. Hesitantly, I reach back under the chin, and yet again it pushes against my hand. Finally, catching on to the advanced form of communication, I give it a good scratch and see the grin like face of an excessively happy cat. The rumbling, purring could probably be heard all over town, all the while the cat bobs along my movements. After a while, I grow tired of the whole affair and stop. There's cuddling, then there's spending a whole day standing in the back alley. The cat jumps down to stroke its body against my knees, persistently asking for more cuddles. I can feel the tiredness lurking, the mental image of my bed calling me home, but instead I would appear to have been confiscated by this cat. Every time I make an effort to get going, it gets in the way of my feet, causing me to nearly trip over in order to avoid stepping on the cheeky bugger. While Ro's not here, she could have a good laugh at my expense if I can nab that picture. The conundrum remains, however, how to get enough space to do the nabbing of said picture. Try a selfie. Maybe I don't need to create distance. I fumble with my pocket as I continue petting the cat with the other hand. In the position I'm sitting, it's difficult to get it out of my pocket and I struggle for a moment. Finally, I prevail against the insurmountable odds. This game uses some serious English, and I love it. Like, I haven't read these words in a long time. Now, I read a lot, but they don't go this far. The camera in front of us and snap a bunch of photos, hoping that at least one wouldn't be a blurry mess of disaster. I got through them quickly, and there is one close-up picture of the cat's face that didn't end up looking like the photo was taken from inside a tumbler dryer. It'll have to make do. A few more cuddles later, I managed to extricate myself from the situation and started off in the direction of home. Oh, that picture's so cute! Oh, it's so worth it. While perhaps not the best interaction on my part, this picture turned out kind of great. Wow, how did you manage to take this one? After many trials and tribulations, I managed to nab it in the end. That and approximately 42,372 others that turned out rubbish, but that's besides the point. I bet. Did you get along well? Kind of. Not bad. Not great, I don't think. I was thinking of trying to feed it. That could work. Just don't give it raw fish or something. That could make it sick. Don't worry, I won't. Now we get to feed the kitties. Feed the kitties. Sorry, I got an email I'm reading. Okay. What a day. Keychain rattling in my hand, I unlocked the door, shutting it behind me. Dumping the bag on the floor by the wall and trudging over to the kitchen for a bite to eat before bed. I trundle. That's a new one past Ro's door. Shut, as always. Just a faint blue light leaking from the doorframe. She must be on the laptop again. Finally arriving at the counter, I have myself a few pieces of fresh loaf before dragging myself into the living room and to the TV. Flopping into the couch, I watch whatever happens to be on, lazily munching away. There's a documentary about a life on an African savanna. It'd be just her thing. After a few moments of deliberation, I get up, going over to Ro's room, and gently knock on her door. Hey, Ro, you up? Yeah, what's up? Can I come in? Sure. She just looks very distant. Why don't you come and hang out with me? There's a wildlife special on. There's lions and everything, just like we always used to catch. There's a few moments of silence. I'd rather not. I want to be alone. Knowing when not to overstay my welcome, I wish her a good night before gently closing the door and heading back to the couch. Never having been one for sitting around, come afternoon I treat myself to a walk. Some might think that walking is a bit of a peculiar treat, but in a city like Paris, it really is. There's always something beautiful to see, something exciting to discover. I've been walking around the city virtually every day for years, and it still never bores me. On the contrary, it helps dislodge writer's block and distract me from other woes. One of the streets and spots I always come back to, though, is this little street passing by the small park. The trees happen to make for a great spot to just get away from the sun on a hot day and added hours. Suddenly, I spot an orange fuzz in the periphery, and I instinctively know it's a cat. It's funny, the things that you notice once you're actively looking for them. Well, it's either that or I've been afflicted with cat engineered nano machines altering my perception, which in all honestly is a touch unlikely. Oh my god, he's so cute. Rather than a fully grown cat, this one's a mere kitten playing with the leaves behind a tree. Oh, playtime is disrupted, however, when a pedestrian tramples by, startling the little creature. After having taken cover by the tree for a while, it tentatively returns to its game, soon blissfully distracted. Okay, so it doesn't like other people, but it clearly has a collar on, so you would think that it's owned by someone. I'd love to join in, but I don't want to frighten it again. If it knows, it might go hide again. I'm gonna sneak. If it's unaware of my presence, then surely it can't be scared, right? Whenever the kitten's distracted by its play, I approach with soft, quiet steps, gradually making my... Ooh, it's a short distance away. The kitten stops, looking directly at me, which would likely indicate that it's now aware of me. I avoid looking directly at it, acting as if I don't know that it's there at all. The kitten doesn't resume playing, but it doesn't appear to be terrified or even particularly bothered by me either. I should try to build trust. Oh, we're totally gonna play with it. I don't think it wants to hear me talk. Well, it's obviously a rather playful sort. Maybe that'd help befriend it. The tree beside us has kindly enough dropped a twig on the... Oh, I love that. I fucking love that. I am a person that really likes nature, and I feel as though, like, how do I put this? Like, don't laugh, but I have to ask first, right? So when a tree drops the twig on the ground, it's so nice because then I don't have to, like, you don't want to go and just start plucking off branches. Like, you need to ask first. Most of the time you get no's, but that's okay. You don't want to hurt the tree, basically. The tree beside us has kindly enough dropped a twig on the ground that looks like it could double as a cat toy. Picking it up, I give it a try, drawing a figure of 8 in the air. But I've never played with the cat. Sure, it can't be too complicated, but how should I go about it is still a question that needs answering. Oh. It didn't like that. It seems to grab the kitchen tip but doesn't play. Perhaps waiting for it to come closer? With a flick of my wrist, I send the twig darting towards the... No! Don't chase it away! This dauntless and bold charge breaks the kitten's morale, causing it to back away from position with a meek meow. Evidently, this wasn't the best idea, so... While I don't manage to get the kitten to play, it settles back down again, watching the movements. Not wishing to repeat the mistake again, I slowly shift the gentler movements, while at the same time extracting my phone from my pocket to take a picture. A few more moments pass before I put the twig down and take my leave, thinking that while this whole episode probably didn't sit too well, I might be able to make amends. Oh, that's still a really cute picture. So I'm assuming we're trying to make Roselle happy, like kind of get her back to herself by doing the thing that she loved most, which was befriending cats on the street. Good thing I know just a person to ask for advice. While sending Ro the picture, I take the opportunity to do just that, relaying my actions. Oops, I clicked too fast. Can I go back? Ooh! Yes, okay. You need to be more careful with the poor little cutie. Don't do things that can be perceived as aggressive. Like what? You kidding? You flail the stick in its face. Be slow and gentle. Give it time. When you put it that way, it does sound terrible. Didn't mean to yell. Just to be a bit more thoughtful next time, and it should be good. No stick flailing. Got it. Seriously, though, I will be. I'll be home soon. When I get home, I enter Rose's room. I just wanted to let you know I'll be visiting the bakery lunchtime tomorrow. I need to grab a cake for Rico from work's birthday. I like how they did the dashes. We do. We always say it that fast. You know, Carla from work or Jesse from work. If you want to come along, I'm sure the cat will be there. I think I'll rather stay here. They say it's going to be very hot out tomorrow. But if you do see it, you know the rule, right? Right. When you see a cat for a second time, you must name it. I remember. I'll head out again and go to work soon. Good luck. When down by the canal, I keep an eye out for the scruffy cat, but I don't run into it again. Work turns out, like usual, pretty uneventful. I like that rule. If you see a cat again, name it. Of course, if I name it, that means I want to keep it. That's what I always got told. If you name a cat, or any animal for that matter, it means you want to keep it more. So, like, say your dog had, or your cat had a litter, and you got all these kittens. Well, if you start naming them, it means you're attached to them, basically. So I always got told you can't name them. Whatever. I now own 2 because I named the other one. That's how we got Abby. When I went and visited home, my mom's cat was she had just to catch mice. So she's a little feral. She ended up having kittens from our next door neighbor, and Abby was the last of them to still kind of be there. And I was like, we're naming you and we're taking you home. Because I was already, like, she was like the size of a hand, like a normal sized hand. That's how big she was. Like, I still have videos and pictures and stuff I'll have to show. But we named it right away, basically. Brought it in. Loki hated it. That's fine. He loves her now. After some well-deserved sleep, I head out to grab that cake. To be honest, I'm more excited at the chance of seeing the cat again than to celebrate my coworker. Me, I'd rather, what's that saying they always have on, like, t-shirts? Sorry, I have plans to hang out with my cat or something like that. That would be me. I should get the cat something. It looks like one that would appreciate something edible. I take a quick detour to a grocery store, and I quickly find myself in a small pet aisle. I have no idea what the cat likes, and the picture of the jars littered around its bed pop into my mind. Maybe they had contained something it liked, but I can't quite remember what label it had. What should I buy? Okay, so she said, no fucking cat's gonna like olives, right? So let's just get cat trees. No, that jar had to be intended for the garbage. I didn't like that sound. Who'd leave a glass jar out and about for an animal after all? And at the end of the day, cat treats are designed for, well, cats to eat. It's better to be safe than sorry. Even if it doesn't like them, it'll hardly do any harm. Look at the kitty. When I reach the bakery, I find the cat resting in its makeshift bed yet again. It seemed to be quite fond of its little box, even though it is visibly somewhat too small. Good afternoon, cat. I bring thee a tribute of treats. The cat raises its head with a slow, lazy sway, letting out a big yawn, exposing a line of long teeth. It blinks slowly at me, and I reach out, petting its head and scratching it a little behind the ear. Roselle sends her well wishes. She also wants me to grant you a name, if that would be okay. Oh, what should I name him? We're gonna name him Meatball. How about Meatball? If anyone knows that reference, we can be friends. Does that sit well? Meatball meows. I know it's just in response to making sounds at it, but I can't help but to add in a friendly, sarcastic manner. Then again, you don't seem to do much but sit. A pause, accompanied by continued petting before I reach on my pocket for the treats. I got something for you. Once in hand, I rattle the packet somewhat to get Meatball's attention. The cat eyes me with that sort of semi-enthusiastic curiosity in its eyes, standing up to get a good look at what I'm doing. Opening the bag of treats results in a meow as Meatball sniffs the air. I, I single out a treat and serve it to the cat out of the palm of my hand. Meatball gives it another skeptical sniff before tapping it with his paw. The treat, clearly terrified, flees out of my hand and falls down on the bed. Meatball taps it some more, making sure it cannot escape again before looking up at me with expectant eyes. Go ahead, it's yours. It's certainly not for me. However, Meatball doesn't pay the morsel any more attention, no matter how I try to coax it. Oh well. I suppose Meatball must be a connoisseur of fine food, lacking any interest in cat treats. Well, that certainly didn't work out the way I'd hoped. I'll have to try to appease the cat somehow else. Don't ever do belly rubs, man. They're trap. It seemed to like last time kind of being scratched under the head, right? I'm gonna do the cheeks. Those puffy cheeks look fit for a good scratching. Using the tip of my finger, I gently scratch the cheek before moving to scratching it just behind the jaw. Meatball clearly approves, a humming purr radiating from a very pleased cat. It angles its head to give me a better access, and the scratching continues for a few moments before it's turning its head to the other side, and the process is repeated. That's what Abby does too. Meatball's purrs slowly grow more quiet until it drifts off into a nap, its head resting against my hand. Oh, look, its little tongue is out. Oh, I fucking love that. Ever so carefully, I lower its head onto the bundle of blanket bedding, succeeding in doing so without waking the Meatball up. I realized that I had already spent much more time with Meatball than I had intended, and I need to pick up that cake already. Hesitantly, I give Meatball a last pet on the head before saying my goodbyes and escaping into the bakery. It's busting with more activity than usual. When the owner scurries by, I receive the great news. Business has been going well, and they were moving to a new, bigger place not too far away. I congratulate her, apologize for not having much time to chat before taking my leave, cake in hand. Man, I would ask about the cat. But that's okay. I'm home. Unlike the usual silence, Ro calls for me. Can you come over for a minute? When had she last been the one to call out to me? That's something I haven't considered being a possibility in a very long time. I walk over to her room. She's in different clothes. Yes? Roselle plays with her hands as if she's unsure of how to bring up the subject. Thank you for the photos. They were nice. However, yeah? That kitten. Was there anyone with it? No, it was alone, I think. Isn't that strange? For a kitten to be all alone, I mean. I guess, but it had a collar, so it might just live nearby? She doesn't look convinced. You know what? I'll see if I spot it on my walk and make sure. That would be great. Look, 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 guys. She cleaned up her room, too. I just noticed that. Let's see if we can get her out. Oh, sorry, I should be reading this. She's thinking about going out. Like, she really, really, really wants to. It might get scared with yet another stranger around. Best you go alone. Scared of frightening it? That's not an excuse I've ever heard from Roselle, the great cat whisperer. Maybe this case is a little bit more delicate, but it's not like the kitten trusts me either. However, if she doesn't want to, I can't force her. I'll do my best then. Wish me luck. Empowered by her blessing, I head out. Okay, so we still can't get her out, but that's okay. Just before leaving, I put the cake in the fridge and make my way to the old pedestrian street again. The trick is you just keep asking. Don't force. It's kind of like a cat. Don't force it. Just keep kind of nudging. I'm surprised to see the kitten sitting next to the tree just like I had the other day. If it feels a little strange to find a young cat out here all alone again. I would like to have a closer look at its collar, as it might have a number or an address on it. Oh, look at the kitty! The kitten is sitting next to the tree trunk looking at the passerby. It looks healthy, so somebody must be feeding it at least. I really hope that I'm just overthinking it. From our last meeting, I know I should be careful when I approach it. No sudden movements or sounds that will scare it. Having made my approach, I speak to it softly to get its attention. Hey, little friend, we need a proper name for you too, don't we? Let's see, it's orange. It's got a white tip on its tail. What should I name him? He's so cute. Now I gotta look it up. Oh, that one's a good one. We're just gonna call it Milo. Milo, what do you think of that? The kitten glances at me with big eyes, which I decide to be an approval. This reminds that I still have cat treats in my pocket. Maybe Milo will like them? But I'm not the only one with eyes for the kitten. A kid separates from his mother's hand to chase the kid. No! Control your children! I can't let it get away. It's already scared. I don't want to just grab him. He might scratch the shit out of me. Let's just follow. It's probably for the best to let it run. The kid's caught by his mother, so I don't have to worry about him anymore. I follow the kitten around the corner and find it hiding in a doorway. Its body is pressed into the corner and its eyes watch me carefully. The ordeal has gotten me pretty close. Maybe I have a chance here? Nice and slow, it said. Well, there's no twigs to use for play, and even if there were, I'm not sure that'd be a good idea. Maybe a bite to eat would help the little creature feel at ease? This situation isn't exactly what I'm used to, but I believe in the versatile powers of food. I crouch down and toss a treat carefully so it lands next to the kitten. It snaps its eyes on the new object and sniffs the air. When it's convinced it won't move again, it sneaks up on the treat and eats it. When finished, it sniffs the air for the... it sniffs around the ground for more. I throw another one, and the projectile makes Milo shy away before quickly returning to eat the food. I throw the treats closer and closer to me so Milo can get within reach. However, Milo becomes aware of that and grows more careful, approaching the treats, backing away when it's grabbed. It's a slow process, but I get the kitten close enough. No, don't grab it. Be slow. I slowly pick out a few treats and place them on my palm. I extend my hand slightly in front of me, making sure the kitten can see them. Milo looks at them but hesitates, so I throw one of them halfway between us. The kitten crouches down, sneaks up on the treat, carefully watching me. After snacking on the nearest treat, it looks curiously at my hand, stretching its head out. It takes a reluctant step towards me, and I have to stay completely still. Movementless. Like a statue, a gargoyle in Notre Dame. Or maybe not a gargoyle. They come to life, right? As Milo gets closer, it grows braver and walks up the last steps to smell my hand. I feel its whiskers tickle my fingertips, but I stay still as the mountain. Milo takes the first treat, and I clearly hear it snap as it bites into it. One after another, the treats disappear until my hand is empty. I know Milo won't like it, but I still have to grab it and check its collar. My hand eases closer and picks the kitten up. I quickly press it against my chest to stabilize it. Milo tenses up as soon as I touch it, but it feels slightly calmer after a few seconds in my bosom. This makes me laugh because I swear to God, every animal I own, that's where they always want to be. Is on my boobs. I guess because it's warm there, and then, like, you know, a heartbeat kind of calms a person's soul. And we actually, when I went and visited my grandmother last, she had kittens, and they had to keep them warm, and people were taking turns putting a couple of the cats in their bra, because the mom had run, so we were just kind of like using the warmth, I guess. I tried to soothe the kitten and gently stroke it with my thumb. Oh, when it is calm, I place it on my lap to check the color. Milo meows, and I find a phone number that I write down on my phone. When that is done, I loosen my grip and stroke the kitten gently to make it forget my manhandling. Then I have to let go, and Milo scurries away, but I don't think we are back on square one. I leave some treats on the ground in case it comes back and leave. Why didn't you just take the cat home? That's what I would have done. As soon as I get home, I walk to Rose's room. I got a number! Milo had one on its collar. Oh, and I followed your rule. I named it. I also forgot to mention that I named the bakery cat as well. It's Meatball. What are we waiting for? Call it. I type the number and let the signals go by. They go on longer and longer. No answer. Doesn't appear so. I'll have to try again later. Well, keep me updated. I will. I try to call a few more times. Eventually, I give up and head for work. Look, she's got a smile on her face. Woohoo!